are leaving Edisto Water Sports and Tackle. In front of me is the Sarah Jane shrimp boat. When I moved here in 1988, we had 17 shrimp boats in this creek. Now there's one. Right in front of me, we're in Big Bay Creek right now, and this is a project by SCORE, South Carolina Oyster Restoration Project, and they're trying to enhance the oyster bed. So they've got some structure right here in the mud, and they've got some more down here on the right. Okay, we're in Big Bay Creek, and this is the marina. We are headed out to St. Helena Sound, and this is where the three rivers that form the ACE Basin, the Ashepoo, Combie, and Edisto rivers come together into St. Helena Sound and then out into the ocean. We'll talk about that in a minute when I get a little bit closer down. I just wanted you to see these beautiful boats over here. Gorgeous day, absolutely beautiful day. There's a beautiful snowy egret. He's got a black beak, black legs, and yellow feet, but I'm gonna miss his feet. He uses his yellow feet like fishing lures, and he stands in the shallow water and wiggles his toes. So when the fish come to peck at his toes, he stabs them with his beak. We have two kinds of egrets here. We have the snowy egret, he's the smaller, and then we have the great egret. I think sometimes it's called the common egret or great egret. We'll see one of those. Now we're at the end of Big Bay Creek, and we're entering St. Helena Sound. This is called Bay Point, and I see quite a few people over there fishing. Over to my right, we have a nice big oyster bed. You can also have a good look at the high tide line on the Spartina. See where the bright green and then you see the brown on top, that's where your high tide mark is. The ACE Basin stands for Ashepoo, Combie, Edisto. Those are three fresh blackwater rivers that flow into the ocean right here. And it forms over 350,000 acres of protected wetlands in the ACE Basin. The ACE Basin watershed itself is 1.2, it's so many millions of acres, but the protected part of the ACE Basin is 350,000 acres. And since 1988, there was an ACE Basin Task Force formed that included the Nature Conservancy, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Department, South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, Ducks Unlimited, Quail Unlimited, local landowners, and they've all worked together. These federal, state agencies, and local landowners have all worked together, and of course the Edisto Island Land Trust, to protect this area. There's 15 endangered species here. They want to promote, their main mission is to protect the habitat and to promote traditional uses such as kayaking, hiking, biking, fishing, nature photography. Okay, now I'm going to turn my boat a little bit. We are now in the Sound. Right in front of me, that island is called Pine Island. Now I'm going to turn the next island. It's Otter Island. It looks like one big island, but it's actually Otter Island is the second island. And then further past Otter in the haze back there is called St. Helena Island. Now I see the red channel marker in the Sound, and there's two more islands. It's very hazy, and I don't know how good this shot is, but Hunting Island and Harbor Island are right in front of me now. And of course this is Edisto Beach, closest to us. But right behind Hunting Island is Fripp. So right in front of me is Hunting Island, Fripp Island, Harbor Island, St. Helena Island. All of these islands are connected by roads and bridges. There's people and restaurants. And I say that because Otter, and Pine were totally deserted, and the only way to get over there is by boat. During World War II, Otter Island was used as a target practice range, and you can find World War II bullets over there. You can still find them to this day, so they must have done a lot of practicing. So the Ashepoo River comes in between Otter and St. Helena. The Combie River comes in to the left of St. Helena, and then right in front of me, where I'm looking now, there's a boat in the distance and a red channel marker. That is where the Edisto River joins the Sound. And Edisto River is the longest free-flowing blackwater river in North America. And the Edisto River actually has a north and a south river. It begins up near Aiken, has a north and a south river. It travels down the state and comes together as one river. And then right before it gets to Edisto, it breaks again into two, the north and the south. And what I'm looking at over here on my left now is the South Edisto River. The North Edisto River comes in over there by Botany Bay and Wadmalaw Island, that side of Edisto. Right here on the right, we have some sandpipers, and these are ruddy turnstones. There they go. A few swifts in front of me. I believe that was a red-winged blackbird, but he went so fast I didn't see that or a grackle. We have more structure up here in front of me, and I actually saw the employees from Edisto Seafood putting these out, and again, this is to enhance the oyster bed. And here's some more structure. Again, Edisto Seafood put these out, Ashley and Jimmy. A few months ago, I watched them out here and talked with them, and hopefully this will help increase our oyster beds along the way. And here's the great egret I was talking about earlier. Common egret or great egret. He's having a good breakfast this morning. He's a lot taller than the snowy egret. He's got the yellow beak instead of the black like the snowy, and his legs are solid black. He's really hungry. Found a good little spot right here. I've been hearing the marsh wren. They're all in here. The marsh wren is identical to the Carolina wren. He's in the same family, except he's half the size. And you know, a Carolina wren is only about the size of my fist anyway, and the tail feathers come up at the angle. So the marsh wren lives in the marsh, looks exactly like the Carolina wren, except again, he is just half of his size, but he has a beautiful song. Hopefully we're going to hear some this morning. I've been hearing them at a distance. I need to get closer so this microphone will pick it up. See a lot of rack along the Spartina right here. The rack is the Spartina that has died, and we have so much rack right now because of those king tides we had last week. You'll see a lot of this along the shoreline and along the beaches as well. Wren down here on the right. He just hopped down. There he is. There he is. yesterday. See if I can find this nest. Most birds choose their partner. The females are attracted to the males by who has the most vibrant colors in a lot of the species. For example, the ruby-throated hummingbird, the redder the throat, the more virile he is, and so the female is more attracted to him. But with the marsh wren, they don't have many vibrant colors. They're just a brown and little cream or tan mixed in. And you would think maybe the female would choose her partner by he who has the best song, because they do sing so beautifully, but no, they choose their partner by he who builds the best nest. So they are busy little birds, constantly building little nests until he finds a mate to set up house. There's some whimbrels in front of me on this little point, and I'll try to get over here closer. One on the left, the two larger sandpipers on the left are whimbrels. Two creeks diverged in a salted marsh. Sorry, I could not travel, but I took the one less traveled on, and that is making all the difference. I see over here some more. There's another ruddy turnstile. Lost my whimbrel. I think he walked around the other side of this point. Lots of marsh wrens in here. This is a low tide paddle today, and it is my favorite paddle. I say that, I love all paddles, but if I had to choose between the low and the high, I do prefer the low tide. We do have 4 tides a day, 2 highs and 2 lows, and of course with the new moon or full moon, you get your highest highs and your lowest lows. They happen every 6 hours and 15 minutes, so oh, there's another great egret. For example, if it were dead high at 6 a.m. this morning, it would be dead low at noon, dead high at 6 p.m., and dead low at midnight. But it's actually every 6 hours and 15 minutes, so those 15 minutes add up to an hour. So tomorrow, the tides will be 7 and 1, 7 and 1, and so forth. So every day it's different. Those of us who love to paddle, and there's certain types of fishing and crabbing and shrimping and activities that we do here that we have to keep abreast of what the tides are. And there are tide charts that you can get in most of our restaurants or real estate companies. You can go online, and of course on my phone there's an app called Tides Near Me. It's my favorite, and it gives you a week of the tides, and it not only tells you the time of the high tide and the low tide, it gives you the feet, how many feet it is. It also gives you the sunrise and sunset time. So all of that is important to us. See this or not, but I pulled up my app, Tides Near Me, and we're looking at today. So today the low tide is at 10:59, and right now it's right at 11 o'clock. So we are right at dead low, and it is 0.6 foot. The high tide tide will be at 5:07 p.m. and it is 5.6 feet high. Our sunset today is 8:15. So it sees, oops, I lost it. Anyway, it gives you the sunset, sunrise, moonset, moonrise, and all the tides as well. I heard a clapper rail, so there's your wren. Let's see if I can hear the rail again. It's back in here somewhere. Oops, I don't want to get in those oysters. This is the second largest estuary on the East Coast, by the way. The Chesapeake Bay, of course, is the largest estuary. And we are now in the second largest estuary on the East Coast. And paddling in salt marsh creeks is one of my favorite pastimes. So, love listening to the birds. Being away from civilization, the further away I get, the better I like it. As you can see, I'm running up the pluff mud right here. And the male has the big claw. The female just does not have that big claw. And the male waves that claw around. He does not use it to eat. He does not use it to fight. It is all for show. He waves it around to either attract the female fiddler crab or to scare off another male. And he who has the biggest claw wins. Great bait for redfish, what we call spot-tailed bass or redfish. There's a little sanderling right there. So little. They're called peeps. See how little he is? So cute. Got a few little ruddy turnstones, so pretty right here on the bank. There's another. Another whimbrel right here on the point. Here's another snowy egret fishing along the bank this morning. Oh, I see a horseshoe crab. In fact, I think there's two right here in the mud. Not yet. And the horseshoe crab has been on this earth since the dinosaur. And they're actually not a crab. They are in the arachnid family because of the number of legs they have. And they have blue blood, which has been very good for the medical issues. They use the blue blood, I think, for the ink that they're putting in your veins when you do some of these tests and so forth. If they ask you if you are allergic to shellfish before your MRI, it's not because you're having shrimp for dinner. It's because they're probably using some of that blue blood from the crab to inject in your veins. But it's been very good for the medical field for different things. So the horseshoe crab, everything has a purpose here. Look at how camouflaged these ruddy turnstones are walking amongst these oyster shells right here. There they go. I was hoping to see some oyster catchers. We're back at Bay Point, and we are heading back in Big Bay Creek, back toward Edisto Water Sports and Tackle. And here are these four ruddies. some ring-necked plovers. I think I saw. Did I? I need my binoculars. This is where I saw a mink yesterday, so I'm sure I won't see him today. It was a baby, and he was running all around this clump mud and in the marsh and swam across the creek. He was having a big time. I don't see him today, but I'm always on the lookout for him. Great little spot for him to grow up. Oh, right here. Good, good, good. These are Atlantic bottlenose dolphin. They're not porpoises. Most porpoises don't come further south than Delaware, so the porpoise is our northern cousin. These are the Atlantic bottlenose dolphin. They travel in pods. They can go up to 35 miles per hour. They communicate through echolocation. If there's 20 dolphins in a pod, they make 20 different noises, and that's how they identify each other. And they can stay down up to 15 minutes. They have large lungs. Now the babies can't stay down that long, but the larger ones can. Let's see, where'd they go? Okay. Let's see some more over here. Let's see if we can catch up with them. Right at Bay Point. This is St. Helena Sound. It's a little windy, but it feels good. Got a couple that keep coming up right here. Let's see if we can get them back again. Stay 500 feet away if you're a motorboat, but the kayaks, we don't have a motor. We're not going to hurt them. Don't get too close. I never get tired of hearing them breathe. It's very spiritual. Big Bay Creek.